Something to flag first. Democrats in panic mode is loaded framing, and if you present politics like a cartoon supervillain movie, viewers may click once and then bounce when the content feels exaggerated. Better to keep the energy high but still sound grounded and newsy. The political battlefield in America may be shifting again, and this time the move is coming directly from Donald Trump's playbook. While most people expected the 2026 political conversation to stay locked on inflation, border security, and foreign policy, Trump is reportedly reshaping his public strategy in a way that has both allies and critics paying close attention. Instead of simply repeating familiar campaign themes, he appears to be broadening his message to reach beyond his traditional base. That means targeting working class voters in urban areas, younger male voters frustrated with the economy, and even some independents who previously rejected his style but now feel disappointed with Washington as a whole. The reason this matters is simple. Elections are rarely won by or only energizing loyal supporters. They are won by expanding coalitions. And if Trump is successfully repositioning himself as less of a protest candidate and more of a political force with a clearer long term agenda, the 2026 and even 2028 maps could start looking very different. On the biggest shifts in Trump's recent messaging is tone. Instead of focusing every appearance around personal grievances or legal controversies, more speeches and public appearances are centering on broader national theme like manufacturing, energy, independence, crime policy, and government distrust. This is a strategic pivot that could be more powerful than it looks on the surface. Voters who may be exhausted by non-stop political drama often respond more positively to a candidate who appears focused on practical issues affecting daily life. Gas prices, groceries costs, mortgages rates, and job insecurities remain emotional pain points for millions of Americans. Trump's team seems to understand that frustration is still a powerful political engine, and by framing himself as the candidate willing to disrupt a system many voters already distrust, he may be reconnecting with people who tuned out politics entirely after previous election cycles. At the same time, Democratic strategists are facing a difficult challenge. How do you run against someone who is actively trying to evolve his public image while keeping this core moment intact? In previous cycles, opponents often relied heavily on making Trump himself the central issue, but if public attention begins shifting towards economic anxiety, institutional distrust, and concern about national decline, then the political equation becomes more complicated. Democrats now have to defend the current conditions while also persuading voters that their own future plans are stronger than Trump's promise. That is not an easy balancing act. The party's messaging must simultaneously energizing younger, progressive, moderate, suburban voters and disillusioned independents. Those groups don't always want the same thing, which creates internal tension at the exact moment Republicans are trying to present a clearer thematic unity. Another factor changing the political environment is media fragmentation. Trump has long benefited from dominating attention, but the ecosystem around him is just now short form video platforms, podcast culture, live stream commentaries, and political media have made it easier for candidates by past traditional gatekeepers. Trump's influence in these spaces remain unusually strong. Clips from rallies, interviews, and off-script remarks travel fast, often reaching millions before mainstream outlets even shape the narrative. This gives him a major advantage in setting emotional tone. Whether people love him or hate him, they are still talking about him. In modern politics, attention itself is currency, and Trump continues to understand that better than most public figures in America. What happens next could determine whether this strategy becomes a genuine political realignment or just another temporary media cycle. If Trump can maintain message discipline while expanding his appeal without alienating his most loyal supporters, Republicans may enter future races with stronger momentum than many analysts predicted earlier this year. But the risk is obvious too. Trump's political brand has always been tied to unpredictability. One major controversy, legal twist, or messaging misstep could quickly shift public focus back to familiar vulnerabilities. Political move fast and momentum is never permanent. Still, the fact that analysts are even discussing a strategic evolution rather than just reacting to Trump's personality shows something important may be changing beneath the surface. If you like the videos, please do consider subscribing my channel and stay with me. I will be right back with you with the next video. Till then, goodbye.